All right, so just starting a little early. Just wanted to try and just get out there and see. So, all right. So the joys of starting live. This is all. Anything could happen, and so we'll see. But just want to get going, kind of test the waters, see what's happening. So I'm Nick, by the way. I'm a licensed loan officer here in Jacksonville, Florida. Um, and just a little intro. Let's see. So hopefully everyone can hear me okay. It's always the joy of going live is what could or couldn't happen. Um, okay. Well, we're going to get started here in a little bit at 8:30, so in about 4 minutes. But again, I'm Nick Findig. I'm a loan officer, licensed as well. So, but just to kind of get started, a reason for this class, a reason I'm wanting to do this class is, and I know it's the holiday seasons, right? Like our minds right now are that, you know, holidays, Christmas shopping, um, spending time with family. I mean, the really important things. But what's right around the corner is 2021. And you may have a goal for 2021 to buy your first home, buy another home, move up, or just move in general. Maybe you need to get out of where you're at, So, with that being around the corner, what I have found that people have the best experience with buying a home is planning and getting prepared. Okay. And so, and that's the goal of this is help you is to plan and prepare. You may be new at this. You may have done it a while ago. You don't quite remember, or you remember how horrible it was. And that's the goal is to try and help get you prepared. Okay. Because 2021 is around the goal. Let's get past 2020. Right. So, we'll get started here in a little bit. I do appreciate anybody who's watching right now. And this is interactive. Okay. I mean, comment, share, like, ask questions. Okay. Questions are great. And we'll definitely have a little Q&A session at the end. So please ask questions. Those are always appreciated. But yeah, that's what this is here for. So there's 4 people watching. I'm pretty sure my mom's one of them. If she's not, I guess that's not bad. But so yeah. So, all right. Thank you, Jesse. I appreciate it, man. It's very different because the headset that I had is not working. So I appreciate the heads up. It's weird to watch yourself live as well as you're talking because there's lag time. So all right, let's see. 8:29. Just hold out for one more minute. I like to start things on time. I also made an assumption nobody was going to watch this, so So if you're joining us, if you're curious what's happening, why is this guy talking on the screen? Doing a buying your first home, how to get a mortgage and understand the home buying process. Okay. Maybe you're ready to get past 2020, maybe 2021, you have some big goals, buying a home. And if it's buying a home this time next year, you still need this information. Okay. So, all right. All right, so it is 8:30 by my clock. So we're gonna get started. So I'm gonna introduce myself again. My name's Nick Findig. I'm a loan officer here in Jacksonville, Florida. I've been doing mortgages now for a little over 4 years. It's been a fantastic career. I'm so fortunate, so lucky to have ended up in a profession that fits what I love doing, as well as being able to help people every day. So. And that's kind of the reason for this class is, as I was saying, and some of the other saying earlier, is that, the goal, like right now, enjoy your time with family, enjoy your life, celebrate life and family and, your loved ones right now in 2020, because it's been a heck of a ride for all of us. But 2021 is around the corner. You may have the goal of buying a home. You may have the goal of, maybe it's further down the road, but this is still things you need to be prepared for and keep in mind. Okay. So that's kind of the reason for the class. So let's just jump into it now that we've got the pleasantries out of the way. So, buying your first home, how to get a mortgage, and understand the process. You know, and I'm trying to make it as simple as possible, because everybody's at a different stage in life. So, joys of live is all the technical errors, nothing you can control for. So goals for this course: learn the advantages of owning a home, explore different options, discuss the costs, okay? Because it is an investment. It's an investment to yourself, okay? And those are costs. Understand how credit scores affect your options. And that's a big thing for people when they are buying a home, is credit. There's a lot of concern that people have with credit. And then complete their pre-approval process, give you an idea of what that looks like, okay? And then answer any questions you have. Again, this is, this is live. I'm here to answer questions. I'm here to help, okay? So why buy instead of rent? What are the advantages, okay? And there's a lot of pros, and you may have heard things, you may see things. But one, owning a home is a wise investment. And what does that mean? An investment is something that you put in a little, and the goal being down the road is you're going to get a return. The little bit that you put in, you're going to get that back and then some. Real estate has historically, statistically shown to be that. Yes, there was times past where there was some craziness happening, but in the long run, historically, it's a great investment, okay? Homes increase in value. That's part of that investment, right? Homes go up in value. You're paying down what you owe. That's money that's back to you, okay? That's the equity that comes back to you, building ownership, okay? And that, again, is the investment that you start with down the road, right? Also, you can't deduct rent from your taxes, right? So there is some tax advantages of owning a home, okay? Part of where you live is making it your own, okay? I mean, I can remember the first time I had a place and realizing I can hang posters and do things to the room that I had that I couldn't do when I was a kid, right? Because it's yours. You can do with it what you want. You also get to make room for your future, right? Maybe a traditional family isn't maybe in the next few years, okay? But you get to make room for your life. I know for myself, my first home I bought, I didn't know I was going to get married less than 2 years later, right? But I was making preparations for the next step, because they're stepping stones, okay? And a starter home, again, starter home, it's the way to build personal wealth, because again, that small investment up front will pay off down the road for you to keep going forward. I don't care if you live in a giant apartment complex, it's somebody else's mortgage. you're paying somebody else. Getting a home, you're paying yourself. Okay. So, how do you start? Like I said, I'm going to keep this easy for everybody. 1, 2, 3. All right. 1, got to find your team. Okay. This is not an infomercial to use me. This is not an infomercial to use some service. This is me giving you the information that you need and having a team that you get to pick, right? This is a team you get to pick, whoever you want to use, whether you want to use the people that are referred to you or go find your own. But get a team, all right? And that team, in my opinion, starts with 3 people, all right? A real estate agent, an experienced local real estate agent. And I really can't emphasize that enough because I've dealt with good and bad realtors, right? Having someone who can help understand the nuances that's needed from a real estate transaction because they're planning ahead for you, right? That's very important. A knowledgeable mortgage professional, okay? Mortgages are not, I don't care what the marketing says, they're not push of a button, all right? We do everything we can to make it as easy as possible, but if I could use your thumbprint to get you approved, I would. There's a lot of complexity when you're dealing with a financial asset and trying to tailor one that works to you. So you want to make sure you're working with somebody who can help you determine what's best for you and give you the information that will work for what you're trying to do, okay? And then an insurance agent, right? Again, insurance is not press of a button. There's complexities, there's nuances. Finding someone that can help you understand that. And I know when we think of things, we're always looking like, what's the cheapest? What's the easiest? Not every situation is like that. So you want to make sure you, again, pick your team that's working for you in your corner. Complete the pre-approval. So many people are hesitant to start the pre-approval because they think there's some commitment involved. And a pre-approval is helping you understand. It's not that you're committed, it's helping you understand where you're at, okay? What's your buying power, right? What you can and can't do, okay? What you need to plan for. And that's really important. You need to provide some documentation depending on your circumstances, which we'll go over. And then there's could be a lot of options that you're not even familiar with, right? So, and lastly, consult your real estate agent, right? Again, this is a team collaboration. The real estate agent needs to know what your financing looks like so that they can help you find the best home, okay? It's a collaboration. I mean, we all work together, and the more that somebody else knows that can help where you're at with making an offer, strategizing, finding right neighborhoods, things like that, it's really important. Okay. So let's get to the basics. Okay. What goes into a pre-approval? Be the happy couple, right? Jumps a little bit, but all right. So your credit history and your employee status. Okay. So your credit history, a lot of people are always concerned about their credit. There's a lot of mystery when it comes to mortgages. There's probably even more so with credit. And you just need to know somebody that, again, it's somebody who can help you understand and look at it. But how are you paying your basically credit history? How are you paying your stuff, right? Credit is just, you've borrowed money, whether it's a small credit card or maybe a large car payment, so on and so forth. But what's your history of that? Okay, of borrowing money and paying it back. Your employee status. What type of employment do you have? You know, some people may have multiple jobs. Some people may be self-employed. Some people may be salaried. That all goes into how the factoring for your pre-approval works, right? So it's dependent on your circumstances. Qualifying income, going back to how your employee status is, okay, is, you know, how are you paid? Again, if you're self-employed, you're paid very different than somebody who's salaried. That depends. Okay. What are your current debts, right? Your current debts may be a lot, they may be little. There may be things that you don't know about, right? You need, again, have somebody who can analyze this with you, show this information to you, help you pay down those debts, strategize, plan. Okay. Down payment. What's required? Different loan programs require different down payments, which we'll go over, and you need to know. Okay. So going over credit history, right? What determines your credit score? Okay. There's really about 4 key things that go into your credit score. All right. New credit, types of credit. Those are, as you can see, that's only about 20% of your score, 20% of what makes up your credit score. Okay. That doesn't mean you should go out and open a bunch of new credit. It just depends. Again, it depends. Length of credit history. How long have you had credit? Do you have established credit, or is it all new credit? And that can go into your score. But as you can see, most importantly, the amounts owed, and then your payment history being the most important. Are you paying back what you owe on time, right? Credit is an imperfect system, right? But the benefit is that you can start small, use what you have, the small little bit that you have, and build it and grow it over time responsibly, and that'll be a reflection. Okay. You don't have to have large amounts of debt or credit or things owed to have a great score. Okay. It's how you're paying it back. So some more points on credit. Okay. Again, history of making monthly payments on time. If you're not paying the $25 a month payment on a credit card, can you really look at a lender and be like, yeah, I'll pay the mortgage back on time? You gotta be responsible with the little. Okay. You gotta be responsible with the little. Credit score, yes, it is a factor. Okay. And it's a factor for any program. It's one of the pillars of lending, not just with a mortgage, cars, boats, whatever. Credit is a factor in lending. Okay. You may have to put more of a down payment. You may not be able to borrow as much money. It may affect your interest rate, right? Credit is very important into these factors, right? So it's something you want to be able to have a conversation with a loan officer who can help guide you and explain that. And yes, you could get a copy from your lender. So what do you need for a down payment? And again, it depends. As I said earlier, a mortgage is trying to tailor it to you. So it depends on your circumstances. It depends on what you can qualify for. But flexible programs, there are lower programs, less of a challenge. Okay. There are options. Absolutely. You've probably heard it said, buy home with little to no down payment. There are options out there. Okay. There are state programs, state assistance programs, maybe county programs. And that's where working with a lender, maybe he's local, maybe he's more familiar with programs available to you. But yes, there are assistance programs for first-time home buyers, repeat buyers, just depends. Okay. Sometimes special, certain professions as well. With a down payment, okay, that's separate from closing costs. All right. Closing costs are things like the title, home inspection, appraisal, attorney, and recording fees. And that's part of the other side of buying a home. Okay. So again, have that conversation with the team. Be clear with your loan officer what you can do, and understand what's going to be expected to purchase a home. How much can you afford? All right. And it depends. We as lenders are looking at what we call debt to income. You may have heard DTI. It's real simple. Okay. This is how I explain it to my clients. Money comes in, how much goes out, right? If you run a business or anything like that, you're paying things like credit cards, car payments, student loans. Money that comes in, how much is going out, what's left over, that's affecting your buying power. Okay. If you've been a renter for a long time, you may understand the concept. Sometimes you have to show double, or depends on where you live, honestly, but you have to show more than what the mortgage, or I'm sorry, what the rent is. It kind of works in that fashion. That's the journal, your gross. So that is important. Where a lender looks at your gross income. So, you see your net after you pay Social Security, all the things you have to pay out. We're looking at your gross. That is something you do want to keep in mind, because we as lenders, we don't know. I like to call it what your net is, right? So you get your net income after you paid everybody, paid the government. Then you have your net, and that's after utilities, your Netflix account. Like that's after you paid everything. How much do you have left over? Think about your mortgage and rent kind of in that fashion. There are different guidelines. There's not just one size fits all mortgage, just different rules, different DTI levels, lower down payment options. It just depends. Okay. Goes back to talk to a qualified mortgage professional. But that's why getting pre-approved is important, so you know what you can afford. So what does my mortgage payment include? 4 things. We call it PITI. Principal, that's the loan balance that you're paying down monthly. That's the interest. That's the money that you're paying back from borrowing the money. Taxes, monthly taxes that are paid out yearly. And then home insurance, right? Tree falls to the roof, home burns down, you're protected, you get paid back. Taxes, homeowner insurance are held in escrow. Escrow is just a fancy word so that on the anniversary that those things need to be paid back, they get paid back. Same as your car insurance. You open the policy, you pay it once a year, twice a year, whatever it is. That's how escrow works. Some programs do have PMI, private mortgage insurance. Some have, it's not private, but it's a type of mortgage insurance. And that can be added to the monthly as well. So again, make sure you are talking with the loan officer so they tell you, because different programs, different rules. Which loan is right for you? Okay. Again, part of the pre-approval process. Conventional, unconventional. A little bit of a difference. So conventional loans are not insured by the government, right? They're kind of private loans. They're what we call conforming, right? So they conform to the guidelines set by Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. You may have heard of them, but they're what we call government-sponsored entities, and they have their own requirements. Don't be scared by lower debt to income threshold. It just depends. Again, it depends. Higher credit scores, you can buy with a lower credit score than the 680. But again, it depends. Know your circumstances. It can affect your interest rate, can affect your mortgage insurance. Conventional loans, if you've heard the idea that you need to put 20% down, that's where the conventional model comes into play, is so you don't have PMI. So we won't get into that too much. And again, if anyone has any questions, please check. Thanks, Cole. It's a pretty cool guy, did it. All right, got a little distracted. Sorry about that. So let's go back. Whoop. Oh, okay. So types of conventional loans include so conforming, again, conforms to a guideline by Fannie and Freddie. So this will change actually here in the new year. And so again, depending on where you live, you may be able to purchase more high cost areas, think places like San Francisco. Okay. Non-conforming, that's considered jumbo and a little different than conventional. Okay. So you can get it as a fixed rate or an adjustable rate. Moving on, unconventional loans. These are loans insured by the government. Okay, and there's several different ones. So most commonly heard, FHA, USDA, and some state bond programs, and they kind of work in combination depending on your area. All right. There's also the VA loan. All right, the VA loan intended for former and current military. Right. Benefits of those loans: no down payment, no PMI. However, there may be a funding fee, which can be waived for disabled vets. So which one is best for you? Okay. There's a lot of different options. Again, it's part of the pre-approval process, what works best for you. Okay. Low down payment option, assistance program, it just depends. Interest rates, it's a lot of people want to shop interest rate. They want to shop those programs. You need to understand what all goes into that happening, right? Work with a mortgage professional. Let them know what your goals are, help you set a budget, find your buying power, find the monthly payment that you want to be at, and start from there, okay? And that will help narrow down the loan option for you. So what does the home buying process look like? It's real easy. Okay, again, I said I'm going to make this as easy as I can. 1, complete the loan application. Provide the income and asset documentation. Get the pre-approval letter. The pre-approval letter is basically, it's showing that you've got your ducks in a row, right? You know what you're financing, you know what you're approved for, and it'll help you, especially when you go to put in offers, okay? Because when you go to put in offers, sellers want to know that their time is not being wasted, okay? There's a lot of buyers in the market right now. Sellers can be picky, okay? They can pick and choose who they want to. They want to work with someone who's serious and knows what they're doing. Getting pre-approved ahead of time will help with that. Discuss it with your realtor. Again, strategize, plan, get prepared. That's what this is about, is getting set up for that next step. That will help you find homes in your area, in your budget, that work for you, okay? And then you get to do the fun part, finding a home, okay? Again, there's a lot of buyers out there, right? 2020 has been insane, but don't be discouraged if you put in an offer and you don't win, okay? It happens. Move on. Find the next one, okay? Stay in contact. I know it can be a lot, it can be overwhelming, but stay in contact, update them with any changes that's happening, okay? Once you've found the home, what does that look like? Again, real easy. Work with your realtor to make the offer, okay? Your realtor is going to look at, how do we win? How do we make the best offer? How do we find, make them like you most, okay? Update the offer, update the lender so they can run numbers, give you some scenarios, look at things. Earnest money. Earnest money, it's also called a binder. It's kind of your skin in the deal, okay? Shows the seller that you're serious, that you're willing to put money on this situation, okay? Once you're under contract, right, you're ordering an appraisal, you're ordering property, you're inspecting the property. That'll work for your insurance as well. Make sure you're collecting all the documentation, anything that the lender needs so they can finalize your approval, and then go finish you up through underwriting. Okay. Underwriters are what gives you the approval process. Your lender's trying to make sure that they're planning ahead for you. Okay. And then receive your final loan approval, right? What we call it CTC, clear to close, right? It's going to be your 3 favorite words through the entire process. You'll get a closing statement, coordinate with the closing with your lender and your realtor, sign documents, and then boom, you got a home, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's it. Please, before you go spend money on anything, or if a job change or anything like that happens, talk to your lender. Okay. If you need to pivot or make something happen, all right, talk to your lender. Okay. Talk to your team that you got. They're in your corner. So let's wrap this up. This is what you want to talk to a lender about, all right? Key points: owning versus renting. It's an investment. It's an investment into you, yourself, and your future, whatever that may look like. Okay. What the pre-approval process is. It's about getting planned and prepared ahead of time, knowing your budget, knowing what you can afford, knowing how to plan and prepare for when you buy that home. All right. Credit report, credit history. What does that look like? And how can you make it better if you need to? But how you've been handling what you've been given so far, what your down payment options are. Again, it does depend on your circumstance. You're trying to find something to tailor to yourself. Closing costs. Okay. Closing costs are going to be dependent on your area. They're going to be dependent on the negotiations you make with the seller. Talk to your realtor, talk to your lender, know what those costs look like, right? Different loan programs, different benefits. Some may work better for your situation, but we've gone over what some of those broadly are. Mortgage payment details, again, PITI. It's, 6 steps, right? 6 simple steps with buying a home. So that's it. I really appreciate everyone for watching. This was fun. If you have any questions, and again, this is not a use me, this is not a, this is information to help you. But if you have questions, if I can help in any small way, big way, any advice, let me know. I'm here to help. Okay. So I'm going to just check, see if we have any questions. I haven't seen any questions. Jesse, this mic is the best. I'm sorry. It is, yeah, it's very inexpensive as well. So you should definitely get it. Thank you, Jess. I really appreciate it. Little nerve-wracking. So if you have any questions or if I can help or anything, let me know. So, and again, just want to thank everyone for watching. Jeff, my man, dude, very nice of you. I appreciate it. So if anyone has any questions or any comments, please let me know. You can also private message me, whatever you need to. So. Absolutely, Jess. Always here to help. Which, by the way, I'm so sorry. Happy belated birthday. I hope it was a good one. All right. So still 2 people watching. I gotta give you credit. You know, the funny thing is, and God bless her, but my wife isn't even watching this right now. I love her. Love you, Lauren. All right. I think that will do it, everyone. Again, I really appreciate everyone watching, sticking around. Have a great night. Here if you need me.